You ever look at a camera and think, there's no way this thing should still just be this good a year later? What's good, everybody? James Jackson here, back again with another video. If you're new here, I do tips, tricks, news, and reviews for the film and video making industry. If this is content that you like, definitely make sure to hit that subscribe button and hit that like button and continue to help the channel grow. Today, we're diving into my one-year journey with the Blackmagic cinema camera 6K full frame and answer the big question, is it still worth picking up in 2025? Now, let me take y'all back for a second. When Blackmagic dropped that flash sale, knocking 40% off the price, I picked up the cinema camera 6K for $1,600. And honestly, probably one of the smartest gear moves I've made in the last few years. Since then, I've used the camera across the board with weddings, interviews, docu-style promos, documentaries. It's been one of my go-to rigs and not once has it let me down. As for the image, well, we'll get to that in a second. I built a rig around it that nails the sweet spot. Something that's fully pro ready without blowing the bank. The top handle, follow focus when it's needed, cable routing that keeps it clean and possibly keeps the battery in my pocket and keep the weight of the camera off of it. So I might do a whole video on how I rig up the cinema camera 6K full frame. If you all are interested, let me know in the comments down below and I'll go ahead and put the video for it. Now we gotta talk about the image. The look out of this camera is still one of my favorites, hands down. The dynamic range even beats out my Sony FX3 in most situations. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you know one of my favorite features in the camera is the 3x2 open gate in 12-bit RAW recording. Full sensor readout that's perfect for reframing in post, final delivery in multiple aspect ratios, and tailoring it to different social media contents, but also I just love the way 3x2 looks just as a delivery format. I even use it for like my iPad deliveries. It looks great on smart tablets and iPads. It also opens up great options for anamorphic works. It just gives you a different kind of visual freedom that's hard to unseen once you've used it. Also, the screen, Blackmagic definitely didn't skimp here. This is big, as you can see, a big screen, but the bright display is still one of the best integrated monitors out there. Add in, you know, the mini XLR inputs with phantom power, the reliable physical controls. It just still feels confident, which is surprising for a camera at this price point of $1,600 or full retail price at $2,600. Like, you know exactly what you're getting when you hit record. But what really sold me though is just how simple the rigging can be. I usually run it with a top handle, a long cable to my battery, which again can go in my pocket, and a follow focus for cine lenses when needed. But honestly, I stick to this guy, which is the 28-70 f2.8 90% times. That is the Sigma 28-70 f2.8. It covers all the focal lengths I want. It's lightweight. It just works. The whole setup is surprisingly workable, even on smaller gimbals. While the body design is not exactly ideal for gimbals, the fact that it uses the L mounts instead of EF means I can pair it with lighter lenses that are more compact, and obviously that makes a big difference when you're trying to keep smooth on something like my Zhiyun Crane 4E, which actually handles the camera better than you expect. I'll leave a link in the description below if you want to check that out. Oh, and let's not forget Blackmagic Raw and Davinci Resolve. It's a dream. It's clean, flexible, easy to color grade, and easy to edit. The other benefit is that the camera comes with a full studio copy of Davinci Resolve. So you're not just buying the camera, you're buying into a full post-production pipeline that's industry grade. Now, it's not all sunshines and perfect exposures. There's a lot of things that I don't like. First off, I'll be honest, the storage, the data this thing produces isn't light. B-RAW is efficient for RAW, but when you're still chewing through cards and dries faster than standard modernized setups like my Sony FX3, it can get a bit daunting at times. And while this next point isn't technically Blackmagic's fault, the L-mount ecosystem is still missing more solid stabilized lens options. That makes handheld run and gun a little bit trickier. Now, we do have the gyroscopic stabilization in Resolve, which does help, but it's not a full fix. While the power runtime has improved from the original Pocket 4K, it's still not great. For internal batteries, you will definitely want to stick to the Blackmagic brand as they provide the best runtime in my experience. However, I have a better solution that's even cheaper than V-mount. I ended up grabbing the Enute P63 power bank, and then I glued a V-mount plate on it and boomed it. And with that, I can get anywhere between 3 to 4 hours depending on setup and the record. And what's great about it is you can stick it in your pocket, and it's also only 55 bucks. So done. That's the type of DIY energy that this camera invites. Also, I have made a video as well about how to DIY this into more of a V-mount style. I'll also leave a link for that in the description below. Now, here's something I do wish was better. I do wish there was some better smart connectivities. There's just no clean integration with Blackmagic's camera app, and I really do hope that Blackmagic provides a firmware update where we can actually use their camera app to basically control the camera. I think this would be a great option to have. The Bluetooth option that they have right now is super limited and it's a bit dated. So that's something that's just got to be addressed in the next generation. So after 1 full year, do I still think the Blackmagic Cinema Camera 6K is worth buying in 2025? Absolutely. Even though it shares the same sensor and recording options as the Pixis, and the Pixis is definitely built up to be more professional level production level workflows, I still absolutely love this. With the retail price of $2,600, this is still one of the best video cameras you can get for the price. The image, the workflow, the rigging potentials, it all stacks up in a way that just feels genuinely pro without feeling overpriced. Look, it's not for everyone. If you need autofocus, stabilization, and something tiny, you're going to have to look elsewhere. But if you care about cinema quality images, flexible post workflows, and that sweet Blackmagic RAW goodness, this camera still punches way above its weight class. Anyways, let me know you guys' thoughts. Drop a comment down below if you guys think the Blackmagic Cinema Camera 6K is still worth it in 2025. I would love to know from you guys. Let me know, leave your comments down below. And as always, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And until next time, take care everyone.